Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my loft on this June 14th, 2023. I'm here to do a video to touch base with you all out there on the other side of the screen. It's been a while since I have done a video, so I thought it was best that I come and do at least a short catch-up. Let me see, 10 past 2 in the afternoon here in Niagara. And it hasn't been a bad day so far. It's been quite humid and damp actually, and now it's raining, and I hope that it manages to get it, although the rain is still needed, definitely up north with the fires, and in Quebec with the fires, and out in the east with their fires, and out west with their fires. It's just unbelievable what's going on in this country. And, you have to be careful what you say, because if, for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, you know that I put down in the description area below about the Bill C-11 here in Canada that our Prime Minister rammed was more the adjective, through to censor anybody on YouTube as to what they say. And it's bad enough that we're constantly being spoken down to and criticized and what's some more words here, lectured constantly on proper pronouns and all of this nonsense, that now it's the same thing on the internet, specifically YouTube, and which in my opinion, and many artists' opinion, that it is a really low blow below the belt to artists of any area in the arts, and many use YouTube in order to get their content out and to keep in touch with those who support them, and this is just one more underhanded way of keeping you under the thumb. And all I can say is, if you watch CBC, don't believe a word you're hearing. And I would say the same in the States for ABC and CBS, definitely CNN. Get your news online at like Newsmax. I could name off a number of independent journalists that broadcast on YouTube or just on the internet in general, and even Facebook and Twitter. Twitter is a little bit more political, I would say, than Facebook. You're going to find out probably more things on Twitter than on Facebook, because there again you have Zuckerberg controlling from that side of it. And so this is life nowadays. And what I was going to say at the beginning when I was talking about the rain, that I hope it gets out of its system at least until 3 o'clock, and then stop for about a half an hour to allow my granddaughter Sarah to be able to walk home from school unhindered, as far as because she never remembers to take her umbrella, and she doesn't have a long way to go, a long walk, but still, if it's raining, doesn't take long to get damp, and so I hope it rains now until around 3 o'clock, and then stops for 20 minutes or so, and allow her to get home, and then begin again, and go all night. And I hope up north and in Ontario and out in Quebec and the other two areas, the east and the west that I mentioned, I hope it just pours rain. I hope the heavens open up and just comes down in torrents to douse these fires that anybody who knows nature knows that fires don't begin simultaneously. So you take from that what I'm saying and figure it out. And it's just unbelievable, and unbelievable what certain ones have in store for the country. But I think that they're going to be very, very disappointed when they find no fruits for their labor. And I can't wait, and so that is as much as I'm going to say about that, because I have to be careful. Not that I'm giving in, because I refuse. I will not bow down. And the only person that I will take a knee to when I meet him is Jesus, and nobody else. And so, but as I say, I don't want my content, I don't want my video taken off, and so I want you to be able to enjoy my video and reap from it what you wish, what you can, and what you would wish to reap from it, and we'll go from there. Let me see, what can I talk about today? As you can see, my series, the autumn series, is sitting here with me. I'm very pleased with it. I just recently had a new review come in for Return to Autumn Part 2. Let's see, 2. Let's get 2 fingers up there. And another 5-star. And I'm very, very, very appreciative of that. It's not that I expect 5 stars, but when you get them, you want to, make special note of the fact that you did receive 5 stars, because 5 is as high as you can get. There are no higher, area level to reach for, and so I'm very humbled, and I'm very honored to be given 5 stars in the majority of the reviews that this series has received. And I haven't begun work on Before the Grandeur yet, the story that is going to center on Cyril Landon of Landon Lawn Stables that you meet in this series, beginning with The Perils of Autumn. And I'm going to write about Cyril's life and his dismal beginning, and how he moved through hard work and positivity and a very coy, sly way of moving forward to become the celebrated horsemaster that he becomes. And as I've spoken about before, you all know that I'm doing this because I am not yet ready to let go of Cyril, and so it will be the first time I've done a prequel. I've done sequels before, but I've never done a prequel, which is basically what happens before a title, how you come to arrive at the characters and what they do in a title that you put out, and a prequel explains them prior to where you meet them in the title where they are introduced. And so I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm going to, I won't be undertaking this project until the fall because I want to just sit and over the summer and enjoy my summer without, sometimes when you're writing you can get yourself the mood swings can really be annoying at times because you could be, if it's not coming to you or flowing easily, you can become, like quite, I don't want to say depressed, but you can become anxious if things aren't moving along exactly the way you hope that they would. And so I'll leave that to the fall when the weather changes and it's nice then to be indoors. I've yet to do a video this spring out on my patio yet. The weather just has not been cooperating between the weather and the noise, between the barking dogs behind here, and it never fails. It's always my luck. I get out there and I get started and things could be going along fine, and then the next thing you know, a dog is out there barking, and I don't need that. And so it just, to me, it just ruins everything. And so so my videos have been taking place here in my loft, in my little set here where I usually do videos. During the Christmas season, I often do, when I have my tree up, I do videos on the other side of my living room here. It's like an office living room, and I do them on the other side by the tree. But this is my sitting area here, and my two wing chairs here, and it's very comfortable, and it turns out to be, with my skylight up there, I get good natural light that comes in, and even when the sun isn't shining, it still gives me enough light here to do my videos and have the lighting proper. And so let me see, a week ago last Saturday I did my meet and greet, my signing for my autumn series at Lakeside Books and Art in Ridgeway from 9 to 12 on it was June the 3rd, and it was okay. It was not as hot as it had been a few days before. The two authors that had preceded me on the 2 Saturdays prior, I felt for them because those Saturdays were very hot and humid, and but they persevered and they sat out front in front of her store, and just off, right on the front of her store, which comes right onto the sidewalk, of course, and they, men, they had their caps on and their sunglasses, and they they were there to greet people and speak with them, and I hope that they each had a very successful event. And but when I was there, it had cooled down to quite an extent. It was a nice day. It was a sunny morning, but it was windy, and a little, the wind was cool, and so the lady of the bookstore, she had arranged with the restaurant right next door to her to allow me to use one of the tables right up by the fence on their patio, and with the umbrella, and it was quite nice. So I had there was books displayed on the table. I started out there on in front of the store, right on the sidewalk there, and but the wind was really bad. It was blowing signage away. It was, you know, blowing the covers of the books and things. So because she had made this arrangement, we moved over to the patio of the restaurant right next door. Let me give it a plug here if I can recall the name. On the Ridge, and delightful ladies. They have a Saturday morning market out on their patio until noon, when the restaurant is then open, and their wine bar, and they have this market of fresh breads and muffins and croissants and pastries and things, and so they have this market on Saturday mornings throughout the summertime. And so a lot of people were coming and going. I managed to, there was a lot of signage of my books that were taken. My sales, were low, but that really is expected. It's just the chance to meet me, and because they can get these books anytime they want. They're in the bookstore there, and of course, if they want it personally signed, like the one that sold, it was, and I knew this lady, and lovely lady. I've known her for a very long time, and she lives between Ridgeway and Fort Erie, and she's into horse racing, into thoroughbred. She has one of her own that is now, I believe she told me, 22 years old, and she still rides. She rides him around the track at Fort Erie, and keeps him exercised and keeps herself in shape as well. And one of these times I should like to visit her little farm and her little stable, and if her horse is not at the track, at least get to meet him, and I think it would just be wonderful. And so that is a plan that I have, that I hope I can get to carry through with, and so if it's meant to be, it will happen. And so it was so nice catching up with her. Years ago, I used to, when I was doing my residential service, I used to look after her mother, and so now her mother, of course, is in a retirement home, and doing very well. I believe 97 or 98 years old now. So, hey, Pauline, you're doing great, and I hope that you keep on going yet for many years. A lovely lady, gracious lady, and I always enjoyed my time with her in her lovely home, and so it was nice catching up with her daughter, who caught me up with Pauline and let me know how things are going, and I guess quite well, considering everything, and so that was a really nice meeting to have, and of course she's interested in the series. She has some of my prior work, and because she loves horses like I do, and she was very much into this series, so she got a copy of The Perils of Autumn, and when she gets finished that, well, then she can move on to Return to Autumn 1, and then Return to Autumn 2, and finish the story. And so I look forward to returning to Karen's shop. Lakeside Books and Art. Um, Sometime again over the summer or into the fall. I was going to do an author day with her last fall. I had mentioned that in an earlier video, and have on a Sunday afternoon she has these author days where it's just one author, and the shop is open up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's closed for the author event from 3 to 5, and people can, like, it's you know, the signage of it is always up in the store, and it's well promoted before that time arrives. And so anybody wishing to meet a certain author that they might be interested in meeting and speaking with and learning about their work, apparently because I didn't get to do it, the scheduling was just not right the time we had set, and it didn't work out that way that I was going to be able to do it. And so it didn't happen last fall. So I'm hoping that we'll have another chance this fall to do that, and I will do reading, or answer any questions anybody may have if they wish to ask me. And I had hoped that I was planning on doing this summer Arts and Music Festival in Ridgeway as well, but that falls the, let me see, first weekend of July. But it didn't work out for me. I wasn't going to be able to have enough assistance to do it, and so rather than not be able to handle it, I just graciously backed out of it, and we'll see what next year brings, because they have this every summer. And so Ridgeway, for those in the Niagara area, more toward the Fort Erie area, which is the east end of the Niagara Peninsula, I hope that you'll go and support the festival when it happens, and I hope that you will go to Lakeside Books and Art and patronize that store. You can get any book, any bestseller, any new title on the market, you name it, you can get it there. If she doesn't have it, she will get it in for you. And the art that she displays, there's a local artist that had a display on for the entire month of June. It's happening now. And it's all based on horses, horse racing, show jumping, all different areas in to do with horses, and beautiful paintings, so talented, so creative, and I don't have her name handy to tell you who it is, but if you go on Facebook, for instance, if you go to Lakeside Books and Art on Facebook, and it'll bring up her Facebook, and you can see there who this artist is that I'm speaking about. And if you live close by, or you want to have a nice drive, Ridgeway is a beautiful, quaint little town, and so many creative shops, and all so many different ways, like clothing, art, books, music, beautiful restaurants, places for creative hairstyles, makeup, aesthetics, all kinds of things like this. You will not be disappointed. And it is very reminiscent of the way Grimsby used to be. When I first come to Niagara area in 1985, my closest town was Beamsville, which is now referred to as Lincoln. And Grimsby was to the west of Beamsville, and it was a really cool step back in time, even almost 100 years in time, the feeling that you had when you went to Grimsby. And I loved going to Grimsby. But unfortunately, Grimsby is no longer like that. Thanks to developers getting in there and changing everything. When you go into Grimsby from the east side, you don't even recognize you're going into Grimsby anymore. I've oftentimes said, like, I've nothing against progress, but if these developers want to build in these historic towns, they should be held, there should be bylaws passed that they should be held to, say, get my 3 fingers up here if I can work them, designs, Victorian design, so it fits in with the town. The architecture in Grimsby is Victorian, it's colonial, and beautiful, beautiful old homes, so stately, so well kept, beautiful lawns and shrubbery and flowers, just gorgeous. And then you get, the way it is now, you get these cubes that belong in the beach at Santa Monica in California. So out of place with all these beautiful old homes. And, this is my opinion, of course, but I don't think I'm alone. And to me, as I say, if you didn't know you were coming into Grimsby, you wouldn't know you were coming into Grimsby, because it's changed. It's been changed that much, and in my opinion, I'm a interior decorator and designer, and I took all that when I took all those courses when I was in school, and I have an appreciation for architecture. I like good architecture, good lines, but I also appreciate antiquity, and when you are in a place where antiquity is all around you, to me, it's a crime to have that obliterated by these monster boxes. I don't know how else to describe it. Excuse me while I have a cough here. But, so, I had to go to Grimsby yesterday. I had my eye appointment for, have my eyes checked. My optometrist used to be in Beamsville as well as Grimsby, but now for many years now, he's been in Grimsby. And so I was to see him yesterday, and his offices are in a quaint old colonial building, and so it's nice, at least I could enjoy that, going into his offices there, and enjoy the houses, the beautiful old homes that you go by to get there. And so, but as I say, this is my opinion of things, and I certainly don't expect everybody to agree or maybe like the same things that I do. That's what makes everybody different, is everybody enjoying and the same, the different things that people can appreciate, and in their own way, and very eclectic, and a variety, and of course variety is the spice of life. And so I see by the clock here on the bottom of my screen that I'm almost to the 30-minute mark, and so I'm going to say bye-bye for now. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, with not long videos because it takes too long to upload. And so, so I will be back again soon. And must excuse my hoarseness, my raspiness here. It is, it is my allergies. And so, I just cope with them. That's all I can do. And so, so I'm going to wish you God's blessings, and I hope that everybody is well and that you stay well and you stand strong and you don't bow. And, your life is what you make it. And, just because there's certain things that you're told you can't do, if you're not hurting anybody, like I would never, ever advise anybody to do something that would ever bring harm to anybody, physically, mentally, or in any way. But, you don't have to put up with nonsense. And so I hope you don't, because I don't intend to. And so everybody take care. Please like this video. Please share it around. Please comment it. I know I ask this all the time, but rarely, unless I comment myself, do I ever hear a word. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll be back again soon and touch base with you all. Until then, everybody take care. Stay well. Bye for now.